Fully vaccinated senior citizens in GCQ and MGCQ areas may now go outside their homes, but still with restrictions. It's also a good day for some business owners. The IATF has greenlit the reopening of gyms and other indoor activities at a limited capacity. The polio outbreak in the country is officially over, nearly 2 years since the illness re-emerged. In sports, Cignal TV, TV5 and PLDT Smart are the official broadcasters of this year's Tokyo Olympics. And in lighter news, a squirrel at a store in Turkey is not letting anyone get too close to its owner's cash. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Fully vaccinated senior citizens in GCQ and modified GCQ areas can now go outside their homes. Let's talk about this some more with Dr. Shelly De La Vega, Director of the Institute of Aging at UP Manila. She is also a member of the Interim National Immunization Technical Advisory Group, or NITAG. Good evening, Dr. Shelly. First off, what was your reaction when you heard that senior citizens are now being allowed by the IATF outside their homes?
Good afternoon, Sean. Well, of course, that is one of our recommendations. That has been one of our recommendations. And this is good news to many of us who work for senior citizens. We geriatricians have always been advocating for more independence for fully vaccinated patients, especially our senior citizens, because we understand that their mobility really is linked to their healthy aging and quality of life. So this is welcome news for us to take care of senior citizens.
All right, and on top of that, some advocates also believe that allowing immunized elderly to go out will actually persuade more members of the A2 priority group or senior citizens to get inoculated. Do you agree with us?
That is possible because one of the main reasons why older persons do not want to be vaccinated is their fear of side effects. And as we experienced early on during the vaccination campaign, only a few senior citizens were being vaccinated or received the vaccine. But as soon as they noted that their neighbors and friends had very minimal or no side effects, more senior citizens started to get the vaccine. So definitely there is a, not necessarily a bandwagon, but more confidence after observing some of their peers get the vaccine.
That's right, and I think that even applies to other age groups that are younger, Dr. Shelley. Now,
that's true.
Yeah. Are there any other ways you think that we can encourage the elderly, and maybe even not just the elderly, to get vaccinated? Of course, we're calling that the government did fail to reach their target for the 8-2 or senior citizen cluster, partly because of vaccine hesitancy. But again, we do note that this does happen across all age groups.
Well, it's not only hesitancy of the senior citizens, but we realize in several studies that their children sometimes do not want to have their parents vaccinated. Now, this is what we call ageism, I think, because they think that older people are too frail, too weak, but actually they are the ones who need the vaccine the most. So family members, even doctors who do not usually take care of older people, need to know that senior citizens can take the vaccine and will benefit the most. Other obstacles are really programmatic in nature. It has to do with the supply, you know. We really have to assure senior citizens that they will have enough supplies, plus transportation to where the vaccine centers are, if possible. Get the vaccine as close to their home as possible. For those who are bedridden, to get it at home, or the barangay center in the neighborhood would be a good area where they can receive their vaccine. Some churches have been willing to have seniors come to vaccinate. And, of course, we need to enlist civil society organizations, federations and organizations of senior citizens, because they know where the senior citizens are and how to convince their group mates to get the vaccine.
All right. Right, and of course, it's been 15 months since senior citizens are finally being allowed outside their homes. How do we
That's
encourage?
true.
Yeah, it's been so long. So if
It's been so long.
it's been so long. How do we then encourage these fully vaccinated seniors to still follow minimum health standards? Of course, they must be experiencing the most pandemic fatigue out of everyone.
Well, it really depends on a very good communication plan. The role of media is very important, of course. We really need to continually put forth that recommendation and convince even those fully vaccinated to wear their masks, face shields, maintain social distancing, wash their hands frequently. These are very, very important message, even to all age groups who have been vaccinated.
Right now, let's take it a little bit broader. The government has restricted interzonal travel for seniors for quite some time now. But now they're allowing it, but only if it's point to point. Do you think that more measures should be put in place for the senior sector? Do you have any more suggestions based on what we know so far about the guidelines?
Sometimes it can be confusing, and a lot of people are confused about what MECQ means and ECQ means. So that has to be really very clear. But I have had several patients consult me who become very weak, really. They lose muscle mass, they become very thin and depressed because of this prolonged lockdown. They really do not thrive very well if we ask them to just stay home. So the message here is if we know where the senior wants to go, that some place that is meaningful to him or her, and they are accompanied by responsible adults, that they have been fully vaccinated, and that people who, for example, the resort where they are going to, or the house or province that they go to, already also have people there who are fully vaccinated, then it makes that point-to-point travel safer for senior citizens.
All right, thank you so much for your insights. That was Dr. Shelly De La Vega of
Thank you, Sean.
head of UP Manila's Center for Aging and member of the NITAG. Thank you, Dr. Shelly. And aside from the new protocols for seniors, the IATF has also allowed more business establishments in the NCR Plus bubble to operate. Indoor non-contact sport venues such as gyms and fitness studios may now open at 30% capacity upon securing a Safety Seal certification. Historical sites and museums except guided tours are now also allowed at 20% capacity, subject to the approval of local of LGUs. We'll have more stories after this quick break. Stay with us. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Beach resorts in the province of Masbate have been open for months, but only a handful of local tourists are coming in. Jenny Dongon with the report.
White sand and crystal clear water await travelers in several beach resorts in Masbate. The province has been open to local tourists since March, but arrivals are still low.
Before the pandemic, let us simplify it. We have 10. Assuming 10 guests. Nagka-pandemic, di ba, halos naging zero because you cannot just go around, di ba? So there is an enhanced community quarantine, di ba, being imposed. So with this opening up of tourism, we are now back at 5 and 6. So ganun.
The province of Masbate is working double time to promote its local tourism in a bid to bounce back from losses to the pandemic. However, Masbate City, for one, cannot push through with its annual Rodeo Masbateño event just yet. The income-generating event has been canceled for the second straight year.
Foreign tourists from other provinces, from cities and other provinces. At saka dito pa lang sa Masbate, that is around 40, 50, 60,000. Punong-puno po ang kalsada namin dito sa Masbate. Pati mga hotels. Ngayon, galit-galit muna tayo sa gathering.
Resort owners also have their fair share of the ordeal.
Before, punuan ito. Nag-ano pa kami ng tent dito sa gitna para may upuan ang tao. Nang nag-pandemic, hindi na katulad sa dati.
The province of Masbate has recorded 0 new cases of COVID-19 as of June 9 based on record from DOH Bicol. To keep it that way, the provincial government and local establishments are urging visitors to secure negative RT-PCR results before traveling to the province. Meanwhile, local officials are in close coordination with government troops to ensure the safety of tourists following the landmine blast that killed FEU football player Keith Absalon and his cousin Melvin. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Isang Bayan Coalition is set to unveil its list of nominees for President, Vice President, and Senators on June 12. Part of the opposition selection process is an online poll, which will be open to the public. And the polio outbreak in the Philippines is officially over, according to the World Health Organization. No new cases of the illness had been detected in a child or in the environment in the last 16 months. Polio re-emerged in the Philippines back in 2019 after 19 years of 0 cases. And Cignal TV and TV5, alongside PLDT and Smart, have teamed up to be the country's official broadcasting partner for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. The games will be aired on free and pay TV. PLDT and Smart subscribers will also have access to the games via live stream or on demand. And a Turkish jeweler has found an ally in a squirrel in protecting his hard-earned cash. Memojan, a squirrel rescued by store owner Mehmet Yüksel, is not letting anyone get too close to his cash register. The tiny animal only lets its guard down when it's dealing with the boss, and that's why Yüksel has to move it away when other store personnel are around. But the business partners will have to call it quits soon, as Memojan is slated to be returned to the wild once it recovers from a paw injury. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Cignal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. Perfect!